Hey guys, it's Jason from IMG Filmworks. Today I want to talk about the way I maintain my car's finish between washes. I don't like to wash this car very often. It's pretty much a garage queen and a show car, and it's got show-winning paint. So I want to make sure that anything I do to the paint doesn't mar it, doesn't swirl it, or anything else. So a lot of people are really excited about quick detailers, and I see people all the time at shows and they've got their favorite quick detailer or they've got their California duster and they crush these things down on the paint and they just wipe them like mad, like they're sanding something. And it always makes me cringe because that is just destroying the paint. Now, the interesting thing is they probably don't really consider swirl marks anything abnormal. So to them, to each their own, they're probably having a great time. But to somebody like maybe you or especially myself that has spent, just countless hours making sure the paint is flawless on a particular car, especially a garage queen that you don't take out very often, you want to make sure to maintain that. And 90% of the damage comes from improperly rubbing or washing on the paint. So today I'm going to talk about how I do it on my car and maintain the beautiful finish, but keep it looking like it's ready to go without hardly spending any time at all on it. And a couple of products we're going to use is the dreaded California duster that has got a very bad rap because of a lot of improper use out there by people that just don't know how to use it. This is a very good product and it works really great for its intended purpose. So let's talk a little bit about what that intended purpose is. This is intended for light dust, stuff that you can blow and it would move around, or you could have like a microfiber and just touch the surface and you could just wipe that dust up. This is not for bonded film, like if it sits outside or you get caught in a rainstorm, never use that for this. This is only very, very light dust, which on a garage queen, that's what you're gonna get when the door opens and dust blows in or you start another car. You're gonna pick up that dust and you can very safely remove it from this. Now, sometimes I get asked, well, how thick of dust? If there's any question, rinseless or traditional wash the car, don't risk it. But if you do this, once or twice a week and you're not living in a construction zone inside your garage, you're probably just fine to do it this way. So that's the first step that we use, is we use this correctly, and I will show you on the car how you're supposed to use it. The second product we are going to use is Ultima Waterless Wash Plus Concentrate. This is a hyper lubricated formula that is hyper concentrated, and this right here cost about $21 at different stores online. I got mine from AutoGeek, and it will make 5.5 gallons of waterless wash. So it is the best deal going. It's the most inexpensive, and it's probably one of the best products I've ever seen and ever got the chance to use. It's just wonderful. So what I've done is you put half an ounce to a 22-ounce container. So I've got my trusty Griots 22-ounce container, and I put a half an ounce of the Ultima Waterless Wash and filled it up with distilled water. It's good to use distilled water just because there's not a lot of minerals and stuff that can cause problems flashing the product off or leaving streaks or anything else. So always fill with distilled if you can. So we've got this and we're ready to go. So let's go to the car and let's take a look at exactly the proper technique you should use to maintaining your finish without scratching it. Okay guys, so here we are at the car, and this is a flawless paint job for the most part, except for maybe a random isolated scratch in the clear coat here and there. It's perfect. There's no swirl marks or anything. So you want to maintain it. So the first thing that you're going to do is when you put your California duster on this paint, you are going to just lightly, you don't even want, see how these things start to bend? You can crush these down, and that's what I see at car shows. People will come up and they will crush this thing down as hard as they can and rub like mad. That is the absolute last thing you want to do with this. You want these fibers right here to just kiss the paint surface as you basically just use, just a little bit of pressure to just wipe the dust away. I don't know if any of you guys know who Bob Ross is on KET, but when I was younger, I used to watch that show. I loved The Joy of Painting. And he used to always say 3 hairs and some air when he was brushing like wispy clouds. And honestly, that's a perfect saying for this. 3 hairs and some air. You just wisp this, just barely kissing the surface. So basically, you're going to come up and you're going to work in straight lines, and you're just going to kiss the surface, and you're just going to just lightly take that dust off, just ever so gently. just like that. And then once you've got a panel clean, you're going to go ahead and grab your Ultima Waterless Wash and you're going to spray it down. So let's get to that. Okay, so now that we have this area, we've had this section that you just saw, I've got it perfectly dusted off. It's relatively clean. There might be a speck or two of dust there, but that's where the Ultima Waterless Wash comes in. It's hyper lubricated formula. Even if you run into some dust or, heaven forbid, a soiled area, the waterless wash has got such hyper lubrication in it that it shouldn't be a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to saturate the panel, and now since the surface is clean, you don't have to waste a lot of product. You can just mist some of it on there because since it's so slick, you don't need to use that much, certainly also because we've cleaned the surface. So let's go ahead and grab the Ultima Waterless Wash that we've diluted in a 22-ounce container, half an ounce to 22 ounce, and let's mist it on there, and let's take a look at how we do that. All right, guys, that's it. That's how easy it is to maintain the finish between washings using a quality product like Ultima Waterless Wash and a good California duster with proper technique. Make sure also that you remember that you need to have good quality microfiber towels. I like the Griot Speed Shine towels, but there's a lot of great places that sell really good towels. So, you just don't want any kind of cheap towels. You want to use good technique, and you want to make sure that, really the only thing on the finish is light dust. If you try to do this with heavier soil, if you saturate the panel and you really only wipe one direction, you probably would be okay, but why risk it? Pull out the buckets and wash it. But for garage queens, this is a perfect way to love on your car without putting love marks on your car. So until next time, I hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and pick yourself up some Ultima Waterless Wash. It is amazing value and probably one of the best detail sprays and waterless washes I've ever used. And it smells great too. So please rate, comment, and subscribe. And until the next time, I'll see you right back here inside my garage.